We're back. Y'all never knew we were here, did you? Yeah. We never addressed the person.
Oh, hold on.
Whoops. Oh, hope you can hear us better now, folks. We just had a long discussion about guard dogs and personal protection dogs, but we're going to repeat that sucker and see, hopefully, if Second Wind or anybody's out there, if y'all can drop a comment, let us know for sure that we're visible. I would appreciate it. You gonna check it out, Carol Ann? Okay, we're gonna get to the bear tax. I almost said it. The difference between a guard dog and a personal protection dog and a sport dog. Scott and I what we've gotten into is the fact that today everything is sport. Everything is sport. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's great. What's wrong with it is when somebody who's got a sport dog sells it to someone who's a domestic violence victim, who's got somebody that's kind of come after her and try to kill her, and she thinks she's getting a dog that'll protect her, and then she finds out.
We were live. We just couldn't get it. Nobody could get it pulled up. Your dad said we were live when we were live streaming on Vivo. Your dad got it.
Okay. So we're live again?
No, you're live on
We're live.
YouTube.
Well, y'all may have heard all this on the first part. We don't know, folks. This is a
So
brand new
did-
recording. So
Did he get it, the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any views on it? Okay. Must have a good reception in northern Maine. Good job, Zane. Way to go, man.
thank you, Herman. So
We got someone listening, right?
yeah.
Someone is listening.
Well, they usually don't drop in until we're almost done. So, all right. So, what is the difference? We couldn't get our video system up again, so I can't show you. I have videos, but to get right to it, the big difference is a guard dog has to control the man himself. So, full mouth bites may look really great, but if they're not really, really, really hard, you lose 30-40% of your intimidation power. Now, what do I mean by hard? Here's a guard dog story. People tell me I need to tell more guard dog stories. So, at any time in my kennel, you could come out there and there'd be between 25 and 30, maybe 40 adult, almost entirely male dogs who had been told that they were really cool if they kill people, encouraged. But they're still male dogs. And we had and these male dogs were being handled by humans. And I won't tell you which end of the leash had the higher IQ. You can probably guess. And one day, I heard a commotion, and there was, where the office was, there was a drive. You could drive right up beside the door to go into the office. I opened the door, and I had Samson. Y'all have heard me tell one or two stories on him. Probably one of the top 3 baddest dogs that's I've ever seen, and on top 10 of anybody's list. And he had jumped out of the truck because I had just started dabbling in Argentine doggos. And I had one named Gator that was pretty mean. And he'd ended up in the guard dog business. And Gator had somehow gotten out of his pen and was running loose just as they pulled up with Samson in the van to unload him, and they were fighting. And I hollered at the driver and the other driver, get your dogs, grab your dogs. And one of the drivers was petrified. He didn't want no part of this, right? So I went out there and I grabbed, shortened the tail. We got them split up. Now when Samson gets into anything, he wants to win it. and he was pissed. So the one handler drags the doggo back behind the gate, gets it closed, and I've got Samson by the collar, and I'm holding him till the doggo goes out of sight. And fortunately, it's wintertime. And I relaxed just a hair, and that little sucker turns around and nails me, boy. I mean, right just below the calf, above that, no meat, just all bone, right? Jerks me on my back because we teach our dogs to pull, not to push. So he's doing everything by the book. Now, for those of you who have been in hairy situations and you see a lot of adventure movies, I want to give you a situation that you may have never thought of. You got a 80-pound Rottweiler that you know is meaner than the devil with his tail caught in a bear trap. I mean, this dog is not happy. And he's got me by the ankle, or just above the ankle. Fortunately for me, it's wintertime. Believe it or not, they get at least 3 days every year in El Paso where it gets down to freezing. This was one of them. And I always wore, Western style cowboy boots. So I had my boots on. I had my long johns under that. I think I may have even had some scratch pants on. I'm not sure. So I had a lot of padding. But the pressure of that bite, get back to the situation. Picture laying on your back, getting up on your elbows, staring down at this beast, dragging you, and he was trying to drag me back to the kennel, and trying to decide, do I just let him drag me till he's wore out, or do I do something to get him to come off of my ankle? Because after my ankle, there's only two other targets. One is my face, and the other is halfway between my ankle and my face. And I don't know which one I want to lose first. So it was a situation that called for a lot of prayers. And I chose the drag me till your jaws are tired system. And he did. He drugged me almost back to the gate where the kennel was. And I had a crowd. They were all standing back about 20 feet watching. It was, anyway, to shorten the tale, when he finally got tired of dragging me and calmed down, and I started talking to him, he came on up, looked me over a little bit, and then reached up and gave me a little flick of his tongue. And I got up, put him in the kennel, and I want to be clear, I've done a lot of things like Scott has that could break bones. Scott likes to go in jet skiing and go in snowmobiling and flipping and all that stuff. So we got a rather similar background. I've never heard him mention broken bones.
No, never had one.
He never had one.
No.
I never had one. I think he's probably got, I know I've got really super hard bones. And I'm sure from your background, you do too.
Yeah, I had a few miles out here, crushed my elbow to a point where it was almost panic mode.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
It was like, it hurt.
It hurts.
Or the wrist right here.
Oh, nothing
right
worse.
in that bone. But I can kind of relate what you were saying.
Yeah.
I'm more of a controlled situation,
Yeah.
but
so
the pain is real.
The pain is
I thought he had
real.
broke. I thought he had broken. Yeah.
And I'm walking around, and for 4 or 5 days, I can't hardly walk. It is just, and I'm looking, and of course it's all blue, and there's a little swollen area, but it's all in one piece. And finally, on the 5th day, my company, we patrolled the parking lot at the county hospital up there, because it was right on the Rio Grande border, and they had car theft problems. So I had a relationship up there at the hospital. I went up there and I said, "Hey, can y'all x-ray my leg and tell me what the heck's going on?" And they said, "Sure, glad to." They took the picture, and they come and they told me, they said, "Butch, you got You got stress fractures all up and down your or the femur, I guess. And I said, what exactly do you mean? So they popped up the screen, and there were these, you could see these lines about 6 to 8 inches long, all up and down my lowest calf bone. And I asked them, I said, what are the lines? They said, well, that's where the bones, the pressure of something is causing the bones to split. That's how hard a guard dog should bite. And that's what we work on instead of a full mouth bite.
You want the full mouth mouth also.
Oh, it was also a full mouth bite, yeah. Yeah.
Don't deter saying that we don't want a full mouth bite. That's optimal.
Right.
You know, you're waiting for him to open when you're training him. You're looking for that mouth. You're looking for it.
Yeah.
And when he opens up wide open, you set the hook.
Yeah. And the wider it is, the more you get back those more powerful molars.
Yep.
So that's really what you want. But that's going to be the big. What we do is we train, and if we can get up a video system we can depend on, I've got videos I'll show you. We're pushing more defense than prey. We start off in prey with all dogs, because I don't know that dog's confidence level. Remember, also in the guard dog business, most of my dogs were given to me, either to hide them from the authorities or because someone was scared of them in the neighborhood. So I learned to work them, start them all in prey, get their confidence up, and once they were willing to take on a man,
You start pushing defense.
so I will try to get everybody some videos next week. You can see this.
Everybody understands that a dog bites harder in defense, right?
Yeah, good point. Yes. Full in prey, intensely hard in defense. So that's the biggest difference between the way guard dogs are trained and the way all your sport dogs and now police dogs are worked.
It comes in later on, the basic stuff, the startup. Does it matter? Yeah, but not really. It's when you start pushing the intermediate, getting to intermediate sleeves, getting to bar sleeves, and because you build your dog's confidence up to bite, right?
Right.
So when you know you got your prey drives hitting pretty hard and you got to go up with your equipment, then you know your confidence is getting to a point where you can start.
Right.
Now, you can get your dog's confidence when he's a puppy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's all
absolutely.
that's
Good point.
But there's a certain factor here with these guard dogs that it's going to be a little more intense than it would be on the sport dog.
Mm-hmm.
And even the protection dogs, you still do a lot of defense too, though. Is it breed specific? No, but you got some breeds that are more defense oriented, and you've got some breeds that are more prey driven. So you're trying to get a balance of all that.
Right. Yeah. There. Thank you.
So
There's the magic words. When Schutzhund first came to this country in the 70s, it was all about balance, balance, balance. That's all everyone taught. And that's the one principle from the sport world that I took in to the guard dog world that really paid off. Because, yeah, we worked them in prey, we got their prey drive up, but then we worked them just as much in defense. It makes a major difference that you cannot appreciate till you've been on the street and had your dogs actually working on people. When you get, let's see, if you get, well, I don't care where it is. If you get a dog that clamps onto you like Samson clamped onto me, all you think about is, I quit.
it's over.
Yeah, it's over. I always tell everybody the goal of a good guard dog bite is you want them to bite hard enough so that whoever they bit leaves scars on their grandkids. And that's more important than anything else. And the other thing, if they're biting hard, that guy's not getting away.
No, but it takes all the factors out, neutralizes the fight, it's over, boom.
Right.
There is some people that don't feel nothing.
Yeah, yeah, there are.
That's why you're teaching in defense, and you're actually building a lot of confidence when you're training in defense. The dog has a clearer mind, and knows how to react to certain situations.
Right.
He won't spook. But
Right.
like everything else, you got to balance it out. You still need to be aggressive,
Right.
but that defense, like, we always talk about canine kung fu, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and
that's another story, but it's part of it.
it is part of it. And there's the other thing is, what the sports don't give you is if someone attacks you and you have to use your dog to defend yourself, it's not going to be a 45-second ordeal. The dog and that man are going to be there in a fight for a little bit. So how do you keep your dog from putting himself in danger of having someone grab his collar? Because if a dog bites me, that's the first thing I'm going to do. But I've been bit a few times, and I've watched a whole lot of other people get bit. So there's things you can do if you keep your head about you, to even neutralize the dog. How do you keep your dog from getting neutralized if he's only worked hanging up here and then heard out guard? Out guard. So these are the things that we do in the guard dog training. We're going to teach. We have 3 different fighting styles that almost any dog can adapt to. And once we get the defense up, and another reason to train in defense is to make sure your dog won't choose flight over fight,
Yep.
because that's when you're OTL. They kick in your front door and choom. Mm-hmm. So I'm very strong on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to have it. So
Hopefully next week we'll have videos and we can share a lot more information and
yeah.
visuals. So
I'd rather show everybody something, and I know I was a little tacky when I put up my notice today about we'll show you everything. We don't just talk about it. But unfortunately, we're not too techy. So we're gonna work on getting a video system. We've got videos we can show you the difference between a dog who's out to kill something and a dog who's out to get some points.
and a dog was just going through the motions.
Yeah, going through the motions. That's even better.
Even protection dogs.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, your agitation, you can get a dog stagnant pretty quick. So there's a lot of things. We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah. Let me just put it this way. I thought I'd participated in Schutzen. I participated in French Ring. I participated in AKC Obedience. I participated in UKC. I thought I'd done everything in the world of dogs in this country. And then I got guard dogs. Totally different world. Mm-hmm. Totally, complete different world that I would have bankrupted and gone out of in 8 or 9 months had it not been for some old timers in Albuquerque, Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi, Houston, that helped me and showed me what to do.
It's a whole different mindset.
Huh?
It's a whole different mindset.
Yeah, it is. It is. Everything
Sport
about
has
it.
its mindset. Protection has a mindset,
Yeah,
which intertwines with sport a bit. But guard dogs have its own mindset. It's a
Yep.
whole different ballgame. It's
exactly.
like comparing football to basketball,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
it's a good way to put it.
I mean,
And I get a lot of people always asking, they keep telling me, tell more guard dog stories. So one of the things I personally believe is if you can learn to train a guard dog, if you train your dog in a guard dog style, you can go do any of the sports. Whereas if your dog's doing French Ring, he may not necessarily do so good as a guard dog. So partially by way of getting interest and partially by way of tooling up for the cooler winter, Scott and I have been talking about it. We get requests. We're going to let everybody put their money where their mouth is. We will be planning a fall guard dog training school. It'll probably be a 3-day deal. If you want to learn agitation skills, the most important tool that we have in training guard dogs, it ain't a sleeve, it ain't a sack, it's your eyeballs. Anytime you see a decoy go on the field with sunglasses or training with sunglasses, you know he's a sport dog trainer. we'll show you how and why these are your most important tool when you're training dogs that you've never seen before.
You can go ahead and you can fire up a dog by looking at him. You're doing something.
Mm-hmm. And it can be done. You don't need to zigzag and jump around, do you, Scott?
No.
So these are the things that I guess since all the other old timers, I took their place. These are the things we're going to work on. We're going to do a long-term, several-day seminar and try and pass on some of this knowledge. So if you got an interest in that, you can call me. Oh, the other thing is we've got the pups ready from our incidental breeding. They'll be here at the kennel Saturday. We've got 3 people on the list right now. We've still got 3 more dogs, 3 more pups for sale. They're 6 weeks old. If you want to come by and pick up one. If you're on the list, please call or come by. I'll let you know where to come by. And do not forget, we got the breeding of the decade due August 21st, I think, or 31st, between Harmony and Black Bart. So if you're interested in any of those, let me know. In the meantime,
It's all about the dogs. Keep them light, keep them tight, and keep them out of sight. We'll see you next week.